what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some out of this. The reason it's so smoky in here is because it's dragon's blood sage. So right now it's 9:31. But I've just been going back through some of the stuff. And I just want to read some things. And it talks about this guy was really against church. Like the big boys. Before it's gotten to where it is now. But the term laity, Laity, by which the clergy designate the common people, is derived from ios, which means a stone, which signifies that the laity, in the judgment of the clergy, are little better than stones made to be trod on, made to lie in the dirt, or to be chiseled into blocks and pedestals to support the church. A compliment which we see paid to true believers, and than which they deserve not better, by the apostle himself. Ye also, as lively stones, says he, are built up a spiritual house, a house for the priesthood, as much as to say, ye blocks, ye stones, ye fools, alive indeed, but with no more wit than blocks and stones. Nothing can be too gross for you. I'm not going to read any more of that part. We're just going to go through and read some. Because some of this stuff that I've read is so powerful that there's so much. Somebody told me to, and they said, go back through some of your stuff. And this guy went to jail a few times, blasting them. I think this is from 1830. I can't remember. Something like that. It's close to 200 years old. This is talking about a compass. It says, thus the great secret of the properties of the magnetic needle, the mariner's compass, which, we are told, was first discovered by the Phoenician Marco Polo in the year 1260, which was 570 years ago from then. And then he said had been known to the priests for ages before that time. See, and it's like, we're just going to recreate everything. That's how cool we are. And directed their voyages while it was entirely concealed from the knowledge of the vulgar, under the veil of precisely something of the vulgar. You know, that's what I'm saying. Listen, Google Florence Nightingale with the medical industry. They'll say she's the first person to ever teach people how to be sanitized and stuff. It's so ridiculous. It is beyond ignorance. And this is for the people in the church. They're thinking. Now listen to this. It says, if any one fallible man hath a right to represent any portion of God's word as more sacred and solemn than it really is, any other man may with as good a right represent it as less so, and thus it will turn out in a thousand instances that it is not the word of God that our good Christians are concerned to propagate, but their own word all the while. Not that we should submit our understanding to the revealed mind and the will of God, but that we should submit to their minds, that we should understand just as they understand, that we should think as they think, and not presume to exercise a faculty of criticism, inquiry, or curiosity on our own account. And that's where you are. That's where we are. And this is pretty cool because I'd forgotten all about it. And I was like, God, I can't believe, because I was in rehab with a guy named Israel. It was weird. But check this out. it says, let me go back and read. No, it's hard picking up because some of this, you know how it is, you got to read things, but we understand things. But it's talking about certain stars up there with inferior magnitude. And then it has Hebrew words that I can't even pronounce. And then it says, as they are called the children of Israel, that is the sons of the planet Saturn. Listen, Israel being the ancient Phoenician name of the planet Saturn. So we got to go back further than Isis, Ra, and El. Israel. Do you know what I mean? Because you tie in the six-pointed star everywhere, the cube is Saturn. It's what it is. And it should make sense. But let me read that again. It talks about how the sons of the planet Saturn, Israel being the ancient Phoenician name of the planet Saturn, who, as being the most remote of all the planetary bodies then observed, was considered as the father of heaven, and acquired the name of whatever that is, and then Aroham, which is Aurohom, father of elevation, El. And see, you got to go fucking way back beyond all that, because we didn't worship those. Those are there for the same way you turn the light switch on. It's insane. And that's what you can tell people. It's like, listen, it's not real what you do. All that up there is the church, and you are. Deacons and bishops and cardinals and all that comes from that up there. Everything comes from that. All of it. The whole anatomy is connected to that. You know, but it should make sense how they, we stand with Israel and all this shit. It's saying, listen, it's Saturn. AC/DC, Back in Black, no doubt. The return of Saturn. We can look. Y'all know we're all about the numbers. Let me see if I've got it in here. Excuse me. Hang on. There it is. Look, from the founding of PCAAN backwards until the Parks of the Rosa incident, which would be in the 1900s, 1909 of the 12 of Feb, until the 64 of the 1900 of the 2 of the July, is 20,230 days. And remember, you take the 0 out, so that's 223. It's 322 because I've got to go get the other stuff out, because all this stuff goes right back to Saturn. Because you tie in the blue with the Israel shit flag, and then the Walmart blue and the same symbol, and all this Back in Black, AC/DC. We know Saturn is in Aquarius is the first 1,000 years, and they all said 1,000 points of light, 1,000-year reign, and like we're already in it. It's so deep. That's what I'm saying. The people that come at you, it's not real. You just tell them you're just a stone. Which brings up, nobody ever talks about the red bricks, and I know you've studied some of that. But, these red bricks are made with the same elements that we are. That's why there's so much iron in them, and they're magnetic, is because when they're connected, they're just like a human anatomy. So I'm pretty sure without even the resonator and capacitors and all that other shit that creates the free power, just connecting the elemental, because it would be made like your blood. That's the whole thing they're red, is it's an imitation of you. And I'm sure when it got connected and had a certain foundation with certain elements, then it stayed at certain, it stayed at a certain temperature without all the other stuff. Just through connecting it. And then it's a structure. Just like you are. You're a structure. You're structured. And depending on what we do, it's going to structure the brain, especially young. And that's why the people they have no idea. You just don't have a clue. You're dealing with 20,000 hours of, if not 50. Even by the time that person is 20 now, you're not dealing with a human being. The only thing in there comes from gadgets, comes from this. That's it. They don't have nothing else. They don't have shit. They don't have nothing at all other than that. That's it. And that's all in churches. And look, I just grabbed this when I was doing laundry earlier, because I go early. I don't know when all the fucking people are there. And there's a directory, which this is, because and there's a weird pentagram right here. And you get to looking at it, and it's funny how Christian people started it, but I'm pretty sure they were approached by somebody and coerced without them even knowing, hey man, you're pretty good at what you do. Why don't you create a magazine? Every picture in here is this. There's the SUN. Now, why would they do that? There's 4 or 5 references just like this in here. It's insane. And then on the back, we got Cersei. Here's your team. You got a team of experts, which just go sit there and wait. It's not going to take too long until somebody breaks down in this society, because they're nothing more than just a stone, that is a cell, basically, a living cell that's corrupt, which the whole thing is, and it's becoming this Ahrimanic one world consciousness. And it's the fucking truth, man. And what I'm fixing to do is, I need to do another video on this. That dude right there, Robert, he passed away years ago, and truthfully, when he passed away, his brother Steve, he was out in Venice Beach. He was at Gold's. This motherfucker is the one that taught me everything about getting in shape. And that's why I'm sitting back waiting right now, reserving everything I got left for another one, but it's not time. But I'm gonna do a video on this, because when he died suddenly, and then he moved back, and he was older than me, but his grandparents lived right next door to my mom, or next to us. But he was there a lot, and I always saw him. Sort of looked up to him, because they were fucking, cool. They were they didn't have the technology back then. It was but anyways, when he come back, he taught me. I was his first client because he was a personal trainer, but truthfully, it was, I guess my dad wanted me to stay busy because I had played sports, but I'd never worked out. And then once we got into it, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand years I've been around him in the gym, even after the pain and all that, when it became a real brotherhood. But being in the gym and hearing, another set, and hearing no pencil necks, no weak bodies. See, they can't have that now. And this is what they want. Just blame them. And if you watch enough of these body cam videos and stuff, just watch these young generation. They just sit down and start screaming. Yeah, even when they know they're fucking jammed up. And they just start screaming, yelling at the top of their lungs, and then looking at people going, "Help me, forgive me." And it's just insanity. And that's Disney, and it's this Ahrimanic spirit. And just think about when they just take it out from under their feet. See, the parents don't know that they're in their room programming every night. Every night, them children are just sitting there programming every night, buddy, every night. They're not human. They're what the sorcerers program through there and put into their head, just like a garden. You're going to go out there and plant a garden, they're planting a garden. And we can go back 200 years and they're blasting them. In the education that these these Ahrimanic beings have, they can't understand that right there. If it ain't Disney and ABC 1, 2, 3, look at me, it's bright colors. Do you understand? Look, we're experts. See that? Yeah, Matt, we're millions worth millions. It's disgusting. They have nothing. They do not have anything. The only thing they have is what gave them that, and that's it. And then they fucking paid for everything and don't have a problem with it. And don't even understand that the problem is them. They are this fucking disgusting Ahrimanic being. And it's sad because we have to show compassion. I need to calm down. And I just, truthfully, if I was going to go back to the day one of this, and if you were going to tell me that you'll be working on the decade, but financially you're going to literally be probably exactly where you are right now. You're going to get up every day not even knowing, because you do not choose to follow the world, which is cool. But are you willing to do that? Wonder what I would say to myself. Because they look, major decisions are fixing to be, things are fixing to transpire, and they're fixing to be decided under the influence of it's not good. And man, preparing for a what if, because see, this is truthfully, I hope certain individuals maybe have faced control that they possess, and that control in return has literally fucking destroyed everything. And until it gets better, the control has to be released, because truthfully, when you look at it for what it is, I'm a man of valor and honor. Even though I'm against this world, I don't want to see something go away that somebody's gone now that spent 3.5 decades at. I would create a foundation or a fund, and what we would do is we would go feed communities and stuff. We would get that going and write it off. And seeing they don't have that, and especially the other individual, which is very close to me, they're starting to realize that they do not have anything else other than that, and that's not good when you don't have something to fall back on, just in case something happens, like the worst thing that could happen, happened. So, it's just getting your mind right. Because truthfully, listen, we're just passing through. But see, there's so much of me that's in this world sees you, even though I'm, how old am I? 47. If you're around me, you'd be like, everybody, they're like, dude, that fucking guy is so busy and runs, jumps, and just like when something's wrong, he'll go jump up like a 5-year-old jump up and get it that's in shape. This is what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. And that's even going through falling down blackout stages, crazy wrecks and all kinds of shit. So they don't want you to know that this heals and can get better. And those individuals have obeyed the system and been at corporations for 30 years now, 25. Yeah. And they're all beat down, have problems, health problems, and everything. And that's what I'm saying. It's very important for you to identify that you are lucky as shit to be a fuck up. I love you.